Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough. You know what I've realized? I haven't reviewed a lot of home video releases recently. I've looked at DVDs for most of my summer events, like for Ed, Edd n Eddy, My Little Pony, that one Doctor Who DVD, and the endless amounts of SpongeBob video releases, along with the DVD releases of The Grinch, which was actually really good, as well as the original 1995 DVD of The Cable Guy, which was just plain horrendous. If you want to see the review of that, it's currently on BitChute because it was taken down by someone who's not even connected to the movie or the DVD release. Thanks, YouTube copyright system. But today we're not looking at a DVD release of a decent movie like the Jim Carrey Grinch. No, we're looking at the DVD release of what most say is the worst Dr. Seuss adaptation movie, The Cat in the Hat. Yeah, this movie was a thing that happened, alright. The main reason it happened was because the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey was successful at the box office and was received decently amongst critics and audiences, so why not try to catch lightning in a bottle twice? This time, it's going to be based on Seuss's most famous creation, The Cat in the Hat, a story about two kids stuck at home on a rainy day as a 6-foot anthropomorphic cat wearing a striped top hat wants to show them some fun, despite the protests of their pet goldfish. After the house ends up a wreck, the cat cleans up the house and leaves, just as their mom shows up and is none the wiser. And this time, instead of Jim Carrey, they're going to get SNL funny man Austin Powers himself, Mike Myers. And upon its arrival, it was not liked. The box office may have been fine, but the critics took their shots at it, and it even won its fair share of Golden Raspberry Awards. Will I ever do a review of the movie itself? Well, since I didn't review the Grinch movie, I'd probably leave it up to the guys over at the Blockbuster show. You know, the same guy who apparently can't tell the difference between Greek and Norse mythology. And he shows a display that has a replica of the mask, and they talk about Loki and the Greek gods. Oh, just shut up. But the point is, we're not talking about the movie, we're going to be talking about the DVD release itself. Is this going to be as good as the Grinch? Well, I know a lot of people are probably expecting no, but let's try to be fair. Let's talk about The Cat in the Hat on DVD. So this is the front cover, this glorious image right here. I think they eventually redid it so it's just the cat's face on full display instead of the fishbowl in the box in the corner. With all those like stupid new video releases where they just have like solitary color background and then like a character from the movie. They're really, really uncreative with the new DVD releases for both good and bad movies. So I want to point out, enormously funny, a review written by Jeffrey Lines from NBC TV. Now, I want to point out, NBC and Universal are a joint company, so I mean, that probably explains that one. The classic book comes to life. Oh my god, this thing on the back of the box is supposed to rhyme. Oh god, let's see how they butcher this. Grab a place on the couch, or go find a seat, for you're in for a wonderful Dr. Seuss treat. Starts with two kids on a cold, cold, wet day. Their mom is at work, and they've no games to play. Then in walks the fun in the form of a cat, who pulls out the laughs from the brim of his hat. Things get real wild from the cat and his crew, who go by the names of Thing 1 and Thing 2. Take over the house of Conrad and Sally. This family film that is right up your alley. I absolutely love that they put family film on the back. Then you pan down to the bonus features. Look at all of this. Look at all of this they have. This DVD is jam-packed with bonus content, as you'll soon see. Enough about the box itself. Let's talk about the contents of the DVD. Unlike the Grinch DVD, which didn't have commercials, this one actually does have commercials. We see an ad for Dr. Seuss cartoon releases, as well as trailers for the 2003 Peter Pan movie, and the good Mike Myers movie that came out just a year later was Shrek 2. One thing I want to point out is that the skip button just doesn't work on any of these commercials. You can fast forward, but you can't skip any of them. It just doesn't work on my player anyway. Thankfully, Universal does give you the ability to skip all these ads wholesale with the menu button. I mean, they even advertise that function before the ads play. Okay, are you ready for this? Because they really intended these menus to be as interactive as those infamous Inspector Gadget DVD menus.
The button you're on will glow. Whatever button you want to press.
So, how do you pull off menu screens on a DVD for the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat? Take a look.
Oh, hello there. I'm Sally, and welcome to the Cat in the Hat DVD.
And I'm Conrad. And if you click over here, I'll show you some real cool stuff about the film.
Or if you click on my side, I'll tell you some amazing stories about how they made the movie.
So Conrad's side of the menus is supposed to be about the movie, and Sally's side of the menus is supposed to be about how they made the movie? I ask because these bonus features really don't seem all that different from one another. They're edited the same way, they're all about the same usual behind-the-scenes topics. There's really no difference between these two menus. It's just that one's for Conrad and one's for Sally. Oh, and there's also one for the fish. At least the Grinch had one core menu screen for the bonus features, and all the extra bonus game stuff was put in that Max's Funhouse thing. As for the bonus features themselves, you get these quick 3-minute vignettes of on-set footage, how they did digital effects, and crew interviews about things like how they made the hat, a feature talking about Seuss himself, including interviews with his widow, which is really ironic since she hated this movie so much she banned live-action Seuss adaptations from that point forward. Real Ted Geisel, please stand up, please stand up, please stand up.
I'm Theater Geisel.
Talking about making the cat's car, what it was like to work with the kids on set, and one of the many times Mike Myers keeps passively telling the audience that he didn't want to be there through all of his interactions and interviews. He's always looking down. Like, Mike Myers I mean, I read that he doesn't like this movie, or he didn't like being part of it or something, so it's just funny seeing Mike Myers try to interact with people. How they did the sequence of the cat stacking things like in the book, which, mind you, is just in a quick song sequence in this movie. How they did the set design for the mother of all messes at the end. And, to end off Conrad's menu, we get Dance Along with the Cat? Oh god. This was the footage that they used for an international trailer. Can't believe I'm saying it. I actually missed the dress up the Grinch bonus feature. That was cooler than this. And that was literally just them photoshopping different outfits onto one image. I'm done. Lame. Okay, moving swiftly along, let's go over to Sally's menu and let's see if there's something different in store. It's really more of the same. It just kind of makes you wonder why they even bothered splitting this up into two different menus. This time we get to see how they put together the cleaning up the house sequence at the end of the movie, them putting together the fictional city that's in the movie.
So they slumped in their chairs, too glum to complain, and to make matters worse, it started to rain.
The concept for the house was literally a child's rendition of a house.
That concept art looks way more interesting than it did in the actual movie. Most of the concept art looks better than it does in the actual movie. Like that right there, that looked better. How they did the music, the process of them making the characters of the cat and the fish. Oh my god, oh wow. That's somehow worse looking than the actual movie. I think that was possible, but damn.
You know, you've got Mike Myers, who's got a very elastic and expressive face, so you don't want to entomb him.
Pardon?
Who's got a very elastic and expressive face.
I'm sorry, even Mike Myers at his best was not known for having an elastic face. I mean, Jim Carrey, for instance, man has an elastic face. Mike Myers just doesn't have as an elastic of a face. It's just not the same thing.
This is the part of the makeup process where I look like an Amish elder.
Okay, to the man's credit, that was actually kind of funny. And even an advertisement for an at-the-time released Dr. Seuss mail stamp, even sponsored by the United States Postal Service. No offense to these guys, but really? This is a paid ad for stamps on a DVD? Hell, the stamps probably has more to do with Dr. Seuss than the actual movie. Oh, and there's also a menu for the fish, because we didn't have enough bonus menus. Okay, so you got really standard stuff here. You got the commentary, which I've heard the commentary is hilarious. They try. It's funny. It's the director, Bo Welch, and Alec Baldwin, but not Mike Myers, who's the main star of the movie. No, they had to go with Alec Baldwin. And again, I guess the reason for that was because Mike Myers didn't want to do any further promotion of the movie. It's really nothing special. It's just a director's commentary, deleted scenes, which is really funny because, I mean, of all the stuff that's left in the movie, it makes you wonder what could they have possibly cut. And there's also a thing for a DVD-ROM. You remember DVD-ROM? You'll have to, look at that, you have to run Windows 95 or later and have the DVD-ROM player to access this disc. That just goes to show how dated everything is. That was The Cat in the Hat on DVD, and for a movie that's so disliked, it surprisingly has a fair share of bonus content, doesn't it? Most of the interviews are people just trying to sell you on the movie, which they're getting paid to do. I'm not going to give them a hard time for that. They're just doing their job. Most of the stuff is pretty standard on-set stuff, interviews, digital effects work, yada yada. It's just odd because all of this bonus content is for the Cat in the Hat movie that people either really hated or loved to watch ironically. I don't even know if I should do a you should or shouldn't get this DVD thing here because I feel like most people watching this video have already made up their minds as to whether or not they want to buy this movie on DVD or not. I'm the Media Wiz because one art form wasn't enough. I feel like that was them patting themselves on the back. That's a horrifying image to pause on. I'm sorry.